Hi everybody, my name is Julie and I'm here today coming to you live from the Grandview Heights Public Library. Every Thursday at 2 o'clock, a different library staff member will be here joining you to share their favorite books written for grades 4 through 6 and grades 7 through 12. So I have a whole stack to share with you that I've been so excited about. So let's dive right in. If there is anything that sparks an interest with you that you would like to check out, just go to our website, ghpl.org, type in the book title, place it on hold, and then you'll get notified when it's ready and you'll pick it up at our curbside pickup area, which is located right outside the library. You cannot miss it. All right, so let's do this. My first book I want to share with you is one that I have literally been sharing with everyone I know that I think will like it. And it's just incredible. It is called Fighting Words, sorry about the glare, by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. So this is realistic fiction, and it deals with some pretty intense topics. And we follow along with two sisters, Della and Suki. And Della and Suki have had a pretty rough start to their young lives. Their mother is in prison, and you'll find out why when you read the book. So they are living with their mom's boyfriend, who is not a good guy, not even in the slightest. And one day, something happens that is just completely traumatizing for both the girls, and they are then taken out of that home and placed in foster care. And as we read this book, along with Della, the 10-year-old sister, we find out what has been going on between Suki, who is 16 years old, and the mom's boyfriend all these years. Something that we as the reader didn't realize, and something that Della, the 10-year-old sister, didn't realize as well. So it's pretty eye-opening. It's pretty, like I said, it's an intense read, but it's also full of hope, compassion, and the relationship between the two sisters is completely inspiring. So I urge you to read this book and then share it with someone because I think it's important. And again, it's called Fighting Words by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. And then the next one I want to share is called Free Lunch by Rex Ogle. It is also it is also realistic fiction. And what I really liked about this book especially is that it is written from the point of view of the author and his experience in 6th grade. So Rex, who is the author and is also the main character in our story, Free Lunch, is a kid who has just started a new school year, just starting middle school, and he is a student at a school in a school district that is really wealthy. Okay, so the kids he goes to school with all live in really nice homes, they drive super nice cars, they have brand new clothes, and Rex doesn't. Okay, Rex is signed up for the free lunch program. Rex lives with his mom and his mom's boyfriend in subsidized housing. Rex has secondhand clothes. All of his Halloween costumes are made at home by his mother. So he lives a different life than most of his peers. And one of the things that bothered me the most about this story is the way his teachers treated him when they realized that he is one of the poor kids. So that's kind of hard to stomach as you're reading, seeing adults treat a kid this way. This book is great, though. It's got some funny parts, it's got some eye-opening parts, and like I said, it's written by the author and his experience in 6th grade. So yeah, it's great. I love it. It's another one I've been telling everyone to read. So Free Lunch by Rex Ogle. And then I brought a couple of nonfiction ones today. This one, you've probably heard about Flint, Michigan and the water crisis, which has been going on since 2014. And we are now in the year 2021, and this is still happening. The folks in this community do not have access to clean water. Many of the people who live in Flint have come down with mysterious illnesses and different things that we haven't had to worry about with our drinking water. And this unfortunately is still going on. So this book is full of interviews of the citizens of Flint. It has news accounts of what different people have gone through. And it also includes how racism and segregation have been a big part of how the water crisis in Flint began. So there's all kinds of things tied up into this book. And like I said, it is nonfiction. And I think it's really important for all of us to know what is going on, you know, in a city that really is close to where we live here in Columbus. So yeah, poisoned water. Hard to read, but important to read. Lightening the mood a little bit. This next nonfiction book is all about poop. So you think you know everything there is to know about poop. Well, I guarantee when you read this book, you will learn something new. Who Gives a Poop? Surprising Science from One End to the Other by Heather L. Montgomery. Poop has a lot of potential, you guys. You may not have realized this, but scientists are constantly studying waste, poop. In fact, there was a scientist who trained a dog to track elephant dung so that we could learn more about the birth patterns of herds of elephants. Who knew? Another example of tidbits of information in this book is a scientist who studied the poop of mastodons that lived eons ago and how their poop has allowed us to enjoy pumpkin pie today. So, what is the connection between mastodon poop and pumpkin pie? You got to read this book to find out. Who Gives a Poop? Plus, it's a really fun title to say. All right, and the second half of books I want to talk about are written for a little bit older readers. This first one is historical fiction, and it is called Jefferson Sons. And it is also by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley, who wrote Fighting Words, which I spoke about a few minutes ago. Both are fantastic reads, completely different topics. So Jefferson Sons is based on a true story of Thomas Jefferson and his children who were born into the world by one of Thomas Jefferson's slaves. So he is the father of children who are slaves on his plantation, and this is based on historical fact. Thomas Jefferson did indeed father children by his slaves, and it follows the story of four of his slave children, Beverly, Harriet, Madison, and Easton. And they know that Thomas Jefferson is their father, but not everyone does. So the other slaves on the plantation may wonder why they have access to better food, why these four kids have access to better shoes, better work conditions. And it was also recorded that Jefferson's children were given violin lessons in history. So it's pretty crazy, you guys. Thomas Jefferson, was a founding father of our country, and he spoke of freedom for all, and all men are created equal, and yet he also had slaves. And some of the children that he was father to have lighter skin. Therefore, when they are given their freedom, which they have been promised, when they turn 18, they'll be able to fit into white society a little easier than their darker-skinned brothers and sisters. So, man, what a story, and what a true story to read. Jefferson Sons by Kimberly Brubaker Bradley. If you love historical fiction, please check this one out. It kind of nudged me to learn a little bit more about what happened on the plantation of Thomas Jefferson. So, incredible story. This one is, I guess it would be considered a graphic novel. I recommend it for fans of The Invention of Hugo Cabret, anything written by Brian Selznick. If you're a fan of graphic novels, this is one you're going to want to check out. Also, if you're a fan of ghost stories and mysteries, this is one that you will like. It is called Thornhill by Pam Smye. So it is written about a girl who moves to a new town, and one day she's walking along and she sees a ghostly figure in a window. And she then soon learns that there is pretty horrible history that spans decades that happened in this house, Thornhill. And like I mentioned, it is mostly, well, this book, or these pages have words, but it is mostly illustrations. And pretty creepy illustrations, I might add. And they're all black and white and beautifully drawn and pretty creepy. So again, if you like a good ghost story, check out Thornhill. All right, two more. I have both, or this next one is realistic fiction, and it is called Beneath a Meth Moon, and it is written by one of my favorite authors, Jacqueline Woodson. Now, Jacqueline Woodson writes about so many different topics, and I feel like each book she writes is just a little bit better than the last, and they're all incredible. This one is pretty intense, and it's about a girl named Laurel who is addicted to meth. And more than anything else, Laurel wishes that she could turn back time to that moment when her boyfriend offered her that first hit of meth, and she soon became addicted. She wishes she could turn back time so that she could have been there for her best friend and for her little brother when they needed her most. But now she knows that she needs to move forward, so we follow along with her as she deals with her addiction and how she's going to try and live a better life so that she can be there for her friends and family. So reading about a topic like this, I really feel is important because we are dealing with an opioid crisis every day. And it shows that this addiction affects everyone from all walks of life. It does not segregate. So it's important to know, and see how people deal with this and the consequences of taking that first hit. So Beneath a Meth Moon. And then last but not least is a fantastic mystery written for kids grades 7 through 12. It's called All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban. So, what do the queen bee, the star athlete, the stoner, a loner, a music geek, what do all these students have in common? Well, one day they receive an invitation to a very special dinner for scholarship students. And when they arrive at this location, this small cluster of kids, they soon find themselves trapped in a room with 3 items. A bomb, a syringe filled with poison, and a note that says they have 1 hour to decide who they are going to kill in their group. And if they cannot decide, they will all be killed. Dun, dun, dun. So find out how this group of very different students works together to figure out what is going on and what they're going to do to get themselves out of this very sticky situation, and why they were all chosen to deal with this. So yeah, All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban. Loved it, could not put it down. And I'm really not the biggest fan of mysteries, but this one grabbed me from page 1. So please check it out. All Your Twisted Secrets. This one stuck with me. It's twisted, but it's fun, okay? All right, so that's all I have for today. I hope that something sparked your interest. And if so, like I said at the beginning, go to our website, reserve a copy, and when we notify you that it's ready for pickup, you can pick it up outside. All right, well, if you'd like to share anything that you've been reading this month that you think I will enjoy, please do so in the comments. And otherwise, keep reading, and I will see you again next month.